Hey y'all, in this video we're going to go ahead and finish up this hat. We're going to start with making a puff. In another video I had gone over how I make hat puffs, and I had made a hilariously large puff. This is the example of the hat. This is kind of what we're working towards. It's for a baby, but if you notice, this poof is like the same size as the baby hat. I'm not going to change it because when he wears it, it's absolutely hilarious. But for this one, we're going to make a more appropriately fitted hat. I am still experimenting. I haven't pre-tested this. We're going to see. I'm using basically 3 inches. And what we'll do when we add this little cut is to make the poof super quick, we're just going to be wrapping it around this cardboard. Again, it's 3 inches in width. And we'll see if that doesn't make a more appropriately shaped hat. Or not even hat, excuse me, a more appropriately shaped poof. So to do that, I'm just sliding this in, catching it, just to make it easier. And I'm gonna wrap this around. The thickness and the floofiness of the poof is gonna depend on how much you wrap. So we definitely wanna get this good and thick. Bless me. Yeah, see, the more we go, as soon as I think maybe I don't want to keep going, I do it for a little bit longer just because I want that poof to be full. I don't want it to be more floppy, per se. Even though it's probably going to make his little head tilt. The other one, the green one, again, hilarious. Makes his little head tilt to one side. It's so big. Maybe he'll grow into it, make those neck muscles stronger. All right, so we've completed. I just kind of cut it as long as this last one. I'm going to, and I made it super tight, of course. So we will sneak it off of here. And we can kind of bend this up to get it sliding. There we go. And then this last one, I'm not going to worry about it too much. So I now have, hello, sir. That's my baby in the background. He's very excited for his head poof, or hat poof. All right, so I got this. I'm going to take another nice long piece of string. Yeah, you want another hat? I also made this hat a little bit bigger, so we'll see if it fits his inappropriately large head. He's got the family head. Bless his heart. All right, and I'm just gonna loop this twice to get a little bit of a tighter knot. I'm gonna come, tie this up. I'm trying to keep it as tight as possible. And I like to just come to the other side and flip it over and see if when I tie it on this side, I can't get it a little bit tighter. The tighter, the better. And I keep these tails extra long just because it's going to help me know where I'm attaching this to the actual hat. So now I have my poof. This one's all messed up. I don't really care. I'll just trim it. But I'm going to come slide these scissors in. And for each of these loops, I'm going to pull. So the more I pull, the more even these should end up being on both sides. I'll do the same on the other. I got some loops here. There's just a few that I missed, and I'm still pulling. All right, and then I'll just trim off these extra long loops. This guy I can just trim. I'm not gonna worry about him. And I have a hat poof. Then I have my tails right here. What I'm gonna do is come grab this hat. I'm gonna take a smaller, so I made this with a 5.5 millimeter crochet hook. I'm gonna grab a 4 just because it's gonna be easier. And I'm gonna stick it out the top of my hat. And I can see from the stitch pattern that it's coming right out the middle of that initial magic circle. I'm going to hook these onto there and pull them through. And then I'm going to do it again because I let go. It's just going to be annoying to try and find it. So again, through the middle, grab the tails of my poof. And I want both tails to come through. Oh my goodness. All right. And then I'm going to pull through, grab that, and pull it all the way through. Y'all, explain to me why I didn't get it through again. All the way through. And then I flip this inside out. So these are my two poofs. This was the tail from the magic ring. All I'm going to do is simply tie these nice and tight. And voila. I have created or attached my poof. I'll cut these. I'm not going to worry about sewing these in unless he learns to talk real quick and tells me he doesn't like it. But that is pretty much how we attach that poof. Oh, and look at this. We missed a whole section. So we'll just come in here. That's what I get for rambling as I'm doing these videos. There. All right. And basically in the end, you can just go through and cut all the pieces that you didn't cut because you weren't paying attention. There's probably more. I'll find them. I'll find them when we're out and about and I don't have scissors. But that is how we attach a poof. Now what we're going to do is we're going to put two little braids off the tails so that we kind of get the whole winter hat. And he's got something to pull on and entertain himself during the day. So I'm going to use this same piece of paper. This is 8.85 inches down. What I'm going to do is put another little nick in there. And this time I'm going to use the red. And I'm going to do the same exact thing where I'm just stringing this all the way up and down. Because what these will become is the part that we hook into the earlobes. Is that a knot? Weird. And then braid. Or the ear flaps, earlobes. He has earlobes. The hat has ear flaps. I need to get more cognizant of what I'm over here saying. But anyway, this will probably be good. What these are going to end up being is 2 times the width of this is going to be what we get. And we can always cut more if we decide that we want to make them thicker. So then for this one, I'm going to cut at this end to release and pull them off. And from here, I'm not going to worry about it too much. I'm just going to pull 2 sides and they're about the same. So we're good. I'll put one to the side and I will start with this one. So how we're going to do this is, and notice I didn't trim these. So I'm going to leave these because they're just a bonus. And I'm going to start adding these pieces of yarn in to these stitches kind of haphazardly. But what I want to do is start building out these tails. To do that, I'm going to be taking my crochet hook, reaching up and towards my hat, hooking it, and when I come back down, I'll just pull this, reach through, and I'll pull that knot. And then, you can tighten it up a little bit. It'll be fine. And then we will start to kind of build this out. I wouldn't worry too much about these ends right here unless you are wanting them to be exact. When we're pulling through, these are going to get all mixed up. You can try and have this the same length, but the chances are when you come through here and you hook in and you grab it, it's going to start to change. So either you leave them kind of a different size, or I would suggest trimming it at the very end. And this would obviously be a big difference. You want to pay a little bit of attention, but they're going to end up just kind of being all over the place. You can already see we got different sizes. And this is extra long. We're probably not going to keep it this long. So we'll trim to get the same length at the end. But I'm going to go ahead and just keep adding on both the front and make sure you add on the back just so it looks like it builds out of there. But I'll go ahead and add all of these to one side, add my other side, and then we will finish up with a braid. All right, y'all. So I went ahead, I finished off this one and braided it down because I wanted to see how many I would need to get the thickness of a braid I liked. I ended up with 15 individual strings. So on this side, I came and just hooked in each of my strings. And again, I did it on both sides because I want it to look like it's just coming off the bottom. To finish this off, what I'm going to do is just simply braid. So I will split these into 3 approximately same thickness groups. And I'm not worrying too much about it, but I have my 3 groups. I'm going to loop over, and just braid the tail. Hello, sir. Oh, someone lost his pacifier and now he is unamused. Okay, and I even got it a little caught up. Actually, no, I'm good. And I'm just going to braid down to the end. I ended up, as of now, choosing not to snip it. And I also didn't pay too much attention to my tail ends and trying to make them the same. I think it looks a little bit more authentic if you don't try and keep it the same. But that's just my personal opinion. So I'm going to go ahead and tie with an extra piece. I'm going to come over here. Oh, hello, sir. Tie it again and get it nice and tight. Hi, babe. Okay, he found his hand. He's recovered. And tie. And then for just the few extra long pieces, I will trim those. But otherwise, that is going to complete my hat. These are my little tails. So that now I have a baby beanie that actually covers his ears without covering his eyes at the same time, which was the goal. And it has a poof, and what hat that doesn't have a poof is even good? I mean, it's a standard. So, hope y'all enjoy the tutorial. If you have any improvements, any questions, anything, just leave it in the comments because I'm more than happy to go over them. And if you have a better idea, I'd love to hear it because I'd always love to test a new project.